Hello, time to play some more Pontibus. Last time I got this one done. I got a few more done before that, I think, as well. That one, that one, and that one. They all have quite similar shapes when I was done with them. And that one too. I think that one there is the one I was stuck on for ages? Or was it even further back than that? Yeah, it was. I think it was right back here. I remember last time I played I got stuck on a couple, although not for a very long time. This one up here, I remember it being like triangular. I don't think I tried it for too long, but I decided I'd just take the path of least resistance and came down here. And then went down there because I was trying to get to this hut. And once again, didn't spend ages on it, but it was taking too long, so I tried this one over here and kept going this way. I think I'm going to continue with the way I'm going for now, and then maybe later on head back towards these two. Just see how far I can get this way. Maybe I'll try and get to these two. Let's see. I've also learned a few things about this game since the last time I played, thanks to the developer and others commenting on my videos. So everything is procedurally generated, all the puzzles have been generated, and even the selection of which puzzles are good puzzles is done automatically as well. And that's pretty cool. It's got me thinking a lot about how you might do that, because I guess a lot of the things that make a puzzle good are probably quite measurable, right? So one of the things I mentioned in one of the comments was, for example, in a good puzzle, you should feel like every component of the puzzle was meaningful in some way. There aren't any extra bits that are just there because it was randomly generated or whatever. And my first thought on that was, for this game would be, well, you just check that in the, so you generate a puzzle, you figure out the state graph that leads to a solution. Well, you figure out the state graph as a whole, and it should have a solution in it. And then you just make sure that the path towards the solution requires moving every platform, but turns out that's not what's done. In fact, it's smarter than that. Instead of requiring that every platform is moved, the developer instead requires that if any platform were taken out of the puzzle, it would no longer be solvable. Which means that a platform doesn't necessarily have to be moved, but it must be part of the solution in some way, such as a support, right? So this platform might never move, it might just be there to hold up one of the other platforms. Very smart. I also noticed that a lot of the puzzles were let's not destroy all these bridges. Very nicely shaped. Obviously not once I've solved them, but they're all very symmetrical, or like this one is a nice rectangle with a hole in the middle. So it turns out I think there's a set of templates it's fit to, and then they're generated within those templates. It does make me wonder how the location of the bonus star things is determined, although that doesn't sound too difficult either. So given that you've got the state graph for a puzzle, and there's a path through that to the end, and presumably there's multiple paths through that to the end, you could just make sure you find the longest path that leads to the solution, and then you find a position in the world space where that position is only has a bridge underneath it. So you find the longest path, and you find a position in the world space where the bridge is only under that star in the longest path. So then you have to find that longest path. Maybe it's not the longest path. Maybe it's like, oh, you find a position where it's only in one path to the solution or whatever. But it surely wouldn't be always the easiest. So maybe longest is the way it's done, or longest probably isn't the best measure of difficulty. I'm not sure. I mean, there's also like, how do you even determine? Sure, you could generate a puzzle, but you want it to be difficult in some way. So even if you've got a puzzle, like a state space with a solution, you want that solution to be difficult to find, and that seems to be a relatively difficult thing to measure. Like, I guess a simple thing would be to say that there must be very few paths that lead to a solution. But then maybe you could measure it as some kind of like, how obscure is that path, and maybe that's measured by like the kind of complexity of the tree around that point, or the graph, I guess. Anyway, rather than rambling on about procedurally generated puzzles, let's try and solve another one. So once again, we have some electric platforms. Woohoo! My favourite things. Fortunately, I can't make them hit each other just yet. And I want to get this out. And that's also to length, so I want to get the full length here. Okay, which means this is coming in front of that, or vice versa. This feels quite similar to the one I was stuck on for a while. In which case, what I did there was I effectively brought this out to the front, then slid this one, well, not like that, over the top of the one that was here, although it's more difficult in this case because before it was a single platform, now it's two. Okay, but that's maybe something to start with, because that can slot in there to hold that in. Or like to stay safe and still useful. Once again, this can be brought around here, and that's... Okay, that can hold that up again. That's just a way to turn around the orange platform though. Also, having looked back at some of my previous puzzle attempts, sometimes the answer is so obvious and I just wasn't seeing it. But you can't really help that, I guess. Interesting. This, again, feels like something I did a lot during that other puzzle where I brought the snake through the middle. Maybe it's actually useful here. Maybe it's actually useful here. Interesting. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yep. Done. Okay. That was cool, because it was similar. I managed to carry across some things I learnt from the last time. Nice. Oh, what did I want to do? Oh, try and head towards these two. Okay. Let's see if I can get some poetry. Oh. Interesting. So far, all of the yellow platforms have been just like a width of one and some length. Now I've got a 2x2. I was just thinking, where was the... I could try and get that. I sort of remember what I did. Sort of remember? In fact, okay. I'm gonna check. Oh, is this a mistake? I think I can undo back through that restart anyway. So, we'll see. So, not that, obviously. Put that there to hold it in. Round here. Down. Bring that out. Come around. Oh, hold it in. Come round. Bring that out. Bring that up. Yeah, I can remember this. It was like that. Not like that. Like that. Maybe? No, I've made a mistake here. Oh, shit. Oh, it was something like this. But that happened without moving this down, because then I move it there to fill the thing. Oh yeah, that was it. I go around twice. Yep. Okay, so... remember that, I go around twice. Okay. Let's try and get this thing over here. Wow, okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Which is gonna require both of these to be down there. Sure, okay. Let's work towards that. Don't want to lose you. I need to move this further that way without losing it. Oh, I should have done that back here then. But now it's all gonna fall. No, it's all still gonna fall. That's not good then. Ooh. Do I really bring that all the way around? Oh. I don't think I can. Maybe that's not true. This does not feel better. Okay. I feel like I'm getting too far away from the platform. This is where I was before, though. wonder if there's any of these positions along this route that help in any way. I don't think so. Ooh. That's just more, like, uncomfortable. No, back to where I was. So let's say this was there, and then this one was there. That sounds difficult. How would I get them around each other? But then, at the same time, how would I get... How would I get both of these in this formation here? Do I necessarily do that? I don't think necessarily, no. Can't see any way I could hold those to the platform. Oh no. In fact, this is close to the actual solution now. Let's return to this later. I'm gonna try and get some poetry. What do I need to do here? I need to wind my way back through. Yep. Then that. Then that. Beautiful. Okay. So to the right. Oh yeah, this square one. Cool. 2 green singles. That doesn't make me happy. Let me just... Okay. That's the only 2 positions that can be in, right? Yeah. Interesting. And once again, the full distance is the full length of all these stacked, because there's 3 spaces in front of me, and these are 3 long. Okay. So, first things first, I need to bring this forward. Which I can shimmy along like that. That's one way to do it. And right now I can't move this, because that's in the way. And if I do now, they're all going to fall. Okay. Okay, I can shimmy these both here. Is that a good thing though? Ooh, this does feel close. Except that's still stuck out here. To bring that somehow. Maybe I go back and get it? But then I haven't made any progress. So one thing I don't know, I said not necessarily every platform has to move, but maybe that's not true for... Maybe, I suggest that it might not be. That might even be true for like basically any platform. But at the same time, there's a possibility that maybe like yellow platforms are an exception to that. Like they do have to move. This surely isn't a difficult problem. I need to get these two around each other without them falling. Of course. Interestingly, if I move that, they somehow need to stay attached, all of them. Which means the green ones can't be, like, to the right of me here, because I wouldn't be able to move it. They could either be, like, there, or down here. That is interesting. I don't feel like I'm going to be moving any of the greens down here, although possibly to get that thing over there, but I'm not thinking about that right now. I just want to... Okay, let's see if I can get these... Go back a bit. I want to get that one out of the way and then move the yellow and then do stuff after that. Okay. So to save this guy, I'm going to bring it here. Don't want to lose them. I'm going to lose that one. It's like the same situation, just rotated around the corner. Oh. Right. Okay, now what? This feels worse because... I mean, it is worse, because if I move that, that's going to fall. What can I do with this? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I definitely need them all to survive. Keeping this one afloat is proving tricky. Maybe that does have to go down here. No. Then I'd never be able to get it out without moving the yellow. I sort of had the same problem though here. Like, I mean, so I can shimmy them along, but then this one's stuck. Like, this is always a bad position to be in, where you're sticking two out from somewhere and have nowhere to get to. And if I have this here to support me, to go around it, it needs something to support it, like that. Okay. Then given that I've done that, I then have trouble getting this around there. Yeah, I do. So, I mean, at first I was thinking this is bad because now I'm back at the start. I've got one green, one down there, one here, but no, I've now got the orange here. So that is different. Backed. No. I like to move into these positions where I'm one away, just like taunt myself. Ah. With the kind of approach I'm going for right now, I'm very unlikely to ever move this yellow. Because I've got all my pieces out in front, which is where they need to be eventually. And if they're here, I'm not moving this yellow, because it collides. I can see it being a way of bringing the snake back. But for that to work, I'd first have to get these two down here. How can I do that? Oh, I can do that if I just do this. But then I need to turn around again. How do I turn around again? Maybe I don't. Why is that good? That could be good. The problem I see now is I want to bring this one back, but if I put that there, I can't move this one. Wait. This is interesting. I ended up in this symmetrical, well, sort of symmetrical shape. Both of those there. Only way they could get around the corner is if I supported them. And they support each other. I can't remember if I've been in this situation already. In fact, this is very similar to the start. Might have looped back around. I have. No. Ah. The funny thing there is I'm not sure whether that was... because that felt similar to the start, but... either it was, and I missed an obvious way to finish right at the start, or it wasn't the same as the start, and I have no idea how I got there. Interesting.